Yeah, I think that when Colossians talks about the creation, it seems to me that this is a reference to Christ's work as the renewer of creation rather than as the creation that's spoken about in Genesis, for example. In Ephesians, right, scholars know that there are connections between Ephesians and Colossians. They're closely related. They're sort of thematically similar. They can be mutually informative. In Ephesians, there is also talk about creation language, but it's interesting. It does not refer to the creation in Genesis. It doesn't refer to creation ex nihilo. It refers actually to recreation or to renewal or transformation. In Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, it says that we are his handiwork, his creation, created in Christ Jesus for good works. Now, that's true of us as Christians, but we were not, he doesn't mean to say that we were created ex nihilo, because I am the same person who previously was not a Christian. Okay, so this creation that's at work here in Christ is not creating something entirely new, but acting on a pre-existing material and remaking it so that it becomes something different. He says that Christ, when he did away with the law, his goal was to create in himself a new humanity out of the two. Okay, so previously humanity is Jew and Gentile. Now he wants to make a new single humanity out of the previous two. Again, this is not a creation ex nihilo. It's acting upon a prior medium, acting upon something that already exists and changing it into something new. When I come across this text also, and it talks about Christ creating things, all things in heaven and on earth, I would take that as a reference to his remaking things. I think we could translate it as remaking or transforming or renewing or making new. So I think that when it talks about Christ making all things or creating all things, we could just as well translate it as recreating all things. Now, the word create by itself gives the idea that you're sort of like creating things, out of nothing. That's the way that we're sort of conditioned to think about it after 2,000 years of Christian theology. But it's obvious that that verb, ktizo, does not have to mean creating out of nothing. It can mean acting upon a pre-existing material. And the passages that I cited from Ephesians chapter 2 show that, because Christians are not created ex nihilo. You take a person who is not a Christian and you remake him, and that's what creating a Christian means. So I would say that the same thing is going on here. Christ is created all things in the sense that he is remaking all things, or all things were remade by him in some sense.